He told me that he would kill himself or that he would, like, kill my mom or my sisters.
It was happening very regularly, right?
That's correct.
Did you ever come close to getting caught?
Yeah, like when I had the panic attack, I did have some bruising on my private parts. That's probably why my mom didn't know anything about it. And the doctor, when he came in, like, he asked me if everything was okay. They didn't tell neither one of my parents because they wanted to see if either one of my parents were abusing me. So I had that chance right there to say something to that doctor, and I didn't.
So the doctor saw it and knew that, but he didn't tell you this?
No,
So
no,
this,
they didn't tell me
you heard
anything.
about today for the first time?
This is the first time I've heard
So
of
when
that.
I asked you about bruises in
Yeah.
the ER, you looked at me like,
Well, when
what?
she was little, right?
And the doctor asked you about it, and you said what to him?
Like I'd fell down or something, but I could tell that he, you know, he knew something wasn't right, and he didn't know if it could have been my mom or my dad, so he didn't talk to my dad either, I'm assuming.
How old were you when you knew for sure, without any shadow of a doubt, that what he was doing was wrong?
I can't remember the exact age that I was when I started realizing that I was wrong. It would have been like in my early teens, and I had seen one of my friends get abused by her dad when I was younger. But it wasn't until I got older that I started realizing, like, having sex with my dad, that's not normal. When all my friends are talking about losing their virginity with these guys, these awesome guys and stuff, and I'm, like, having sex with my dad.
And you knew at that point this isn't right.
Yeah.
Did you ever tell a friend? Did you ever confide in anyone?
No.
How did you feel about it when it hit you that it was wrong?
I just felt really broken.
Coming up, we're going to talk about how a trip to Disneyland turned into a nightmare in Mexico. We'll be right back. Tell me about the time that they forced you to beat up a child.
I was just as big a monster as anyone else in that room.
When he took you to Mexico for the first time, did you know you were going to Mexico?
No, I didn't know, but I had an idea.
And you thought he was taking her to Disneyland. In fact, you did go to Disneyland first, correct?
Yes.
You stopped there, you went through Disneyland?
Yeah, every time we would go to Disneyland.
So tell me about Mexico. What happened when you got there? He would take you there and leave you, because he had to leave and go somewhere else, right?
That's right.
He would take you to a warehouse. Were there men in the warehouse when he got there?
There was a lot of men.
Like how many?
Hundreds.
Hundreds
There was a lot
of
of
men?
men. It was a big warehouse.
And what would he tell you when you were walking through the door into the warehouse? He said, we're going to go in here. What would he say?
He just would tell me that I'll be back, I'll be right back, everything will be okay, like, you'll be safe. Would give me my share of the drugs, like, I'd be loaded, be really, really high. And then he would just leave.
And you're how old at this time?
About 14.
So you're 14. He gets you high, takes you to this warehouse, and says, I'll be back. And he would put you in there. What happened?
They would take my clothes from me and throw me in this closet like I was just a piece of trash. And then just, I don't know, a lot of awful things happened at that warehouse.
You were raped in the warehouse
That's right.
multiple times.
Yeah.
And then he would come back for you.
Every time.
Did you tell him what happened?
No.
Why not?
Because he would just make me feel like a liar, make me feel like it didn't happen.
Tell me about the time that they forced you to beat up a child.
He took me out of this closet and formed a circle around me and this younger girl. And they were yelling at me in Spanish, and like, I don't understand Spanish at all. And while they were like yelling at me, I picked up on that I'm supposed to hit this child, like hit her. So I slapped her. And that wasn't good enough. Like, they hit me with the butt of their gun really hard. They just kept screaming at me. So I pushed her down really hard, like hit her head on the ground. And she seemed like she was kind of out of it. She had hit her head really hard. And I guess that was good enough for them. So they threw us back in the closet and hit me around a little more. And then put me back in too. It was just really, really hard because I wanted that child to feel safe with me. But I was just as big a monster as anyone else in that room.
Did you witness your father do violence in Mexico?
Yes.
What did you see?
I witnessed my father shoot someone in the head.
You were how old?
I was like 15.
What did you think in that moment?
I wanted him to shoot me too.
Despite all of the atrocities, despite everything that has happened to you at your father's hands, addicting you to drugs, molesting you, raping you, everything that we're talking about, how do you feel about him?
I love him. But I hate him at the same time. I want to ever let go of him, ever.
So you love him?
Yeah.
You wish he was out of prison?
Yeah.
If you get married someday, you want him to give you away?
I would like that, yeah. But I want him to finish his prison sentence, but be different when he comes out. Get the help he